When you feel so lucky to be living the life that you're living, it can feel uncomfortable to talk about the not so Instagrammable moments. I don't want to come across as ungrateful, so I push down the feelings of loneliness, homesickness, doubt, and heartbreak. But failing to acknowledge these experiences is in its own way ungrateful, since it takes away the opportunity to appreciate how far I've come. When I left the US at the age of 23, I had no idea how the seemingly simple action of purchasing a one-way plane ticket would affect my mental health. In this video, I'm sharing the experiences and situations that had the greatest impact on me, plus what I've learned along the way. Dealing with negative reactions. I remember when I had an internship lined up after university. I was gonna go work at a newspaper, and when I decided to move to Spain instead to be an au pair, I called up the editor and the guy literally told me, "You are ruining your life." That stuck with me so much to the point that I'm remembering that story 10 years later now and telling it to you. Even to this day, I've been living in Mexico now for over 6 years. I still get comments from people, comments from total strangers here on YouTube, but then also comments from people back in the US just about, it's so dangerous. How could you do that? How could you do that to your family? How could you live so far away? It's hard not to take that kind of stuff to heart, because even if you are really, really excited about your decision, there is still a little doubt somewhere down there, and those kind of comments can blow that up and bring it to the front of your mind. Something that I've realized over the years, and something that I wish I would have realized a lot sooner, is that it is not my job to justify my lifestyle to people. It's not my job to convince people that what I'm doing is the right thing. I've learned that most people who make sweeping generalizations haven't spent much time, if any time, in Mexico, and the fear they're projecting onto me is fear of the unknown. I can tell people about my experience in Mexico, but unless they're willing to put their fear aside, nothing I'm going to say will make a difference. So rather than trying to, get out the PowerPoint and convince them of something that they're not open to being convinced of, it's better to have a little phrase prepared ahead of time that you can just put up a boundary for that negativity. Thank you so much for your concern, but I've already made my decision, and I'd really appreciate positive support right now. Not knowing your why and feeling lost. Why is it that you are making this big life change? Why are you moving to another country? Why this country specifically? And understanding your why is just absolutely critical framework for then building the life for yourself once you touch down. Talking to a licensed professional can really help you to get in the right state of mind for your move to another country and help you to nail down your why. Regardless of where you are in the world, maybe you've already made that move abroad, the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp, can help you. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to give you helpful, unbiased advice. To get started, you go to their site. You can use my link, betterhelp.com/backpackingbrunette, to answer a few questions to help you find the therapist that is right for you. The professionals on this platform have years and years of experience helping people with a variety of different struggles. Something that I really appreciate about the BetterHelp platform is that you can do everything right from your phone or computer. Whatever feels the most comfortable to you, whether that's video chat, talking on the phone, or messaging back and forth, however you want to get started, however you want to continue the conversation, BetterHelp has those modes, has those ways to connect you with a therapist. After you answer the questions, fill out the basic survey, you'll usually be matched with a therapist within 48 hours, which means that you can get talking to somebody fast. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist that can support you from wherever you call home. Visit betterhelp.com/backpackingbrunette to sign up and get a special discount on your first month. Struggling to make friends. I always think of this quote, this line from Gloria, Sofia Vergara's character on Modern Family, when she's saying to, I think her husband Jay, huge Modern Family fan here, she's saying to her husband, "Do you know how frustrating it is to have to translate everything in my head before I have to say it? To have people laugh in my face because I'm struggling to find the words? Do you even know how smart I am in Spanish?" It's really only been recently, the last couple of years, and a huge effort on my part with my Spanish to get to a place where I feel like my personality in Spanish matches up with my personality in English. Before then, I felt like two totally different people. Please don't tell yourself you'll find community once your language skills are up to the task. Use what tools you have to make connections, including your native language. While you should avoid disappearing into a foreigner bubble, there's also nothing less than about having friends that speak English. Something that happened over and over again in my first few months in Mexico is that I would meet somebody, I would form this friendship, and then they would end up leaving. And that was really hard. That was really discouraging. And there was honestly a time where I sort of just gave up on making new friends because it was really hard to keep putting myself out there, to keep putting all this time and energy into people that just ended up leaving. In a lot of ways, it felt like, getting my heart broken over and over again. This is why you want to build out your community with people who've established their lives in your new city, like locals. It will likely take some time to break in, since when people see you as a newbie, they might be a little bit hesitant to invest in a relationship with you when there's a chance that you could just up and leave. Even when this feels discouraging, keep showing up. Comparison steals your joy. Like the old saying goes, comparison is the thief of joy. The times that I have felt at my absolute worst when I was living abroad, when I was living in Spain or living in Mexico, the times that I felt at my absolute worst was when I was stuck in this cycle, this ugly cycle of comparing the way things were done in my new country to the way things are done in the US. It's okay to admit that you're struggling. It's okay to have a bad day, to just want to curl up on the couch and watch Netflix and just totally zone out. But when you are feeling a little bit better, when you have some more energy, a clearer head, try to do a little bit of research. Learn about the culture of your new country, learn about the history of your new country, and try to get some context for the differences that you are experiencing. I think the more you know, the less likely you are to make what are honestly really irrelevant comparisons. Succumbing to mental exhaustion. It's something that I never realize is building until I just get to the boiling point, when I've just absolutely had enough. Even the most simple tasks, the most basic tasks, paying your rent or ordering a pizza, all of those things are more complicated because you are doing them in another language. Even if you have a good grasp of the language, it's more mental effort than it would be in your native language. It's not just the language. If I were living in the United Kingdom, for example, a country where English is the primary language, I'd still be exerting energy finding my way in a new-to-me culture. Also, that cumulative exhaustion, that mental exhaustion, comes from being in a new place. Even when things are exciting, new, it's your choice to be somewhere, you can still get ground down a little bit more each and every day because it's different. It's hard. When I start to feel myself reaching that point of just complete mental exhaustion, I pause and I run through a little checklist with myself, kind of my little well-being checklist. And everybody's checklist is going to be different, but just a few ideas for you from my own checklist. I like to ask myself, how'd you sleep last night? When was the last time you moved your body? Did you drink water? Having that little checklist can make all of the difference, because it's really easy to assign your unhappy state of mind with your current living situation, with your life. When, in my experience, 9 times out of 10, when I am starting to succumb to that mental exhaustion, there's usually a little small fix. Yep, even just drinking a glass of water that can help reset myself to not feel like the world is gonna end. I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic of living abroad, moving to another country, and mental health. If you've dealt with anything I talked about in the video today, definitely let me know in the comments below. Or if there's something else that you are struggling with, share it in the comments below. I am sure that if I can't relate to it, I'm sure that there is someone in our community that can. I'm Alex from backpackingbrunette.com. Thanks for watching.